So, right, I've forgotten entirely what I was in the middle of doing. I know I'm doing some digging in space that they can be getting on with. Let's make sure they've not finished all that. Which they have pretty much. That's fine, just a little bit left to do. So we'll get that done. I'd like to dig all this crap down whilst we're going as well, but we are just going to end up with more here. Kind of just sucks. Seem to recall you were working on a CO2 lake. Hamster, no! No CO2 lake. Do a vid, love your vids. Okay. Okay, I've got a couple that I need to do now. Right, let me just jot that one down. Ranch. Vid. I need to film the solid tile. I'll do these later. Vid. And what was the other one? Volcano vid. Volcano vid. Volcano vid. Any others that you want me to do whilst you're thinking? Any others that you'd like me to do a bit of an overview? Things from the base or anything like that? I will get them done tonight and we'll schedule them. Do you have to manage oxygen throughout the rooms in the colony, or does everyone run around in suits most of the time? Black Fusion, that's a very good question. A lot of people like to just have their dupes in exosuits all the time. I don't. I think it's not good. When a dupe comes into the base, he's home. And he should take off his suit and be happy. So we have our suits on the exit point to the base. So this is an exit point. This is an exit point. This is an exit point. This is an exit point, and so on. At the bottom, we've got the same. Exit point, right? So I want my dupes to be in exosuits when they're outside the base. I don't want them to be in them when they're in the base. I want them to just do their thing. So we have our oxygen piped into the base nicely. So most of the rooms have a feed, have a vent coming in. And it keeps the base well pressurized with oxygen. You see? Outside the base, I don't really care because they're in exosuits. We've still got quite a lot of oxygen outside the base. But in the base, we want it to be nice. We want it to be solid. And the main reason for that is, if we maintain a high pressure of oxygen in the base, all the carbon dioxide and crap that comes just from the dupes breathing and, you know, little odds and sods in the base, it will filter its way down there nicely. It will just be trickling down. And that's that, basically. So the way that I do this, I've shown this a few times, but the way that I like to do it in my base, I think it's tidy and neat and looks clean, is that I do brackets. So I do brackets of vents. So I've got 1 vent, 2 vents, 3 vents on a triple split. So it goes, this pipe here goes north, and then it goes south, and then it goes to the west, right? So up, down, left. This bridge splits into the middle of this pipe, which means that the feed can go evenly to each vent. Once it's backed up, it doesn't really matter, but when you're low on oxygen, you want your oxygen to be spread properly. And then any excess from that just goes towards exosuits and stuff. So once the base is fully oxygenated, any excess can just all go into exosuits, Atmos suits. So that's that, basically. So... breastfeeding vid, for fuck's sake. CO2 lake vid. Please let us know how far the snow ice is melting. Hamster, the ice is probably not going to melt anytime soon until I can refine some more metals, because we're not putting much crude oil through here. So this is not getting any oil at the minute. It's going straight into our refineries because we need it. A little bit might get through. I don't think so. Smidgen. What can I do to make you a happy boy? Could start making some wolframite. How about that? Let's make you 0. How much wolframite we got? tons. 20 tons. How much tungsten am I going to want? Probably quite a bit. There we go. Ah, you're very welcome, Black. No problem at all. Do you recommend using the gas fluid overpressure workarounds? It's entirely up to you. It's personal preference, Chaos Street. I use them for streaming very much all the time because I don't want to run around building massive tanks. We currently don't have any big methods of storing gases in the game other than building a huge room, putting a high pressure vent in there and pressurising it to 20 kilos, which is still a way of storing a lot of gases or liquids. Liquids is slightly different, obviously, but you can get, you know, a ton per tile with most liquids. I use overpressurized vents because a lot of the time I just want to get it built, get it stored, and then move on to another project, because this is no challenge for me. If I wanted to, this room here that's got... I mean, this hydrogen is only 436 kilos per tile. If I wanted to, I could just build a big fuck-off room and put a high-pressure vent in it, and it'd still be 20 kilos per tile, you know, but you'd have to build it that big, you know? Which doesn't work for me. I see that as a waste of space. So I'd rather have it nice and compact, and until they fix this mechanic, I'm probably going to use it. Does the overgas vent with water not work anymore? No, it still works fine. Yeah, it still works with liquids, still works with gases. That's why I use it, but some people don't want to. I get that, and I wouldn't judge anyone for, you know, using it or not using it. At the end of the day, play the game however you want. Turn all your gas into liquids and then store them in liquid tanks. We've done that before, Silent. We used to store carbon dioxide, chlorine, oxygen. We've done all that before. Storing our gases in liquid form is something we did back in the day many times. Life's so two pipes are neat and organised. Everything else has potential to be spaghetti. No! Some things need to be spaghetti because we've got stuff that they need to do. But for the most part, that's pretty tidy. Everything has a purpose. Everything has a place. We've got mechanical filters here, don't forget. These take up space. What's the overpressure workaround? My oxygen doesn't generate much due to constant overpressure. There's two different things here, Fusion. One is overpressurizing vents, one is overpressurizing electrolyzers. Now, overpressurizing an electrolyzer is the scummiest thing in the game that you can possibly do. Personally, in my opinion, in my humble opinion. Because it removes oxygen and hydrogen production as a variable of the game. But we'll not talk about that. I think you should make all your gas storage rooms stacked in the order they naturally stack. Oh, Larkin. Oh. You don't tell me that now, and that's a great idea. That's such an inefficient storage method, though, in terms of energy. Yeah, handling it twice, Silent, yeah, totally, I agree with that. But it is infinite. So, a blueprint with 4 doors, with automation, open and close, and push air to small space. Yeah, that's a door pump. Yeah, you can do it with that as well, it's just not quite as safe. Door pumps will regularly delete packets, even the safest door pumps will still delete packets occasionally, just because of how overpressurized mechanics work in the game. So, people seem to think that leaving more space between a door closing and its previous door closing will somehow make it perfect. It doesn't. The game just doesn't work that cleanly. So, if you use door pumps, you do run the risk of losing huge amounts of material every now and again. And it's completely at random. How is overpressurizing an electrolyzer different in practice? Just sending all its output to an overpressure tank. Because you can literally bug out electrolyzers to generate different yields of materials perpetual by overpressurizing them with liquids. For example, I can make an electrolyzer build that will give me 350 grams per second of hydrogen. Now, my electrolyzers don't do that. Do you understand? So I can bug out an electrolyzer to give me a greater yield of hydrogen or oxygen, depending on where I put my liquid over it. That's naughty. That is very much a game-breaking bug, and that's why I don't use them. I could do it, and I could have no hydrogen problems ever again, and I'd just build a shitload of them, and I'd just run my entire base off hydrogen gens, which is what some bitches do. But I don't want to do that. And I certainly wouldn't show it on stream so that people know how to do it. If you want to do it, you can Google it. But I wouldn't do it personally. But, you know, there are some other streamers out there that have been doing overpressurized electrolyzers ever since they started streaming. And they like to advertise it to all the new players. Which is not good, because then eventually, one day, that bug will be removed. And all those new players will be fucked. So, it's kind of why I don't advertise these things. It sounds so cool, and then no hydro. Setting up my space stuff in game currently. Do you place your bunker doors right at the top of the map? Normally I do. In this one I've left myself a couple of tiles clear, just because I was doing a lot of digging up here and I wanted to get some of the gold amalgam and materials and stuff. Normally I'd build right at the limit, but you just want to give yourself enough space to build your rockets. You'll need a lot of room for rockets, basically. Alright, so we're still digging up here. There's a lot of digging to be done, but I can start planning out some things, I guess. Let's finish off all this stuff. I'm not going to worry about getting access to these solar panels and stuff right now. I didn't really care if they built any of them, to be honest. But we'll rip out all of you. Probably can't reach that, but that's fine. Just whack a little ladder there or something. But yeah, again, guys, each to their own. However you want to play this game, play it. Don't listen to some pleb lord like me. If you want to use every exploit in the game, do it. You know? If you want to build a base that's completely vanilla and definitely has not a single exploit in it, good luck. You're probably using them without realising. I could probably point out 10 in your base that you're using right now. But, you know, there's a lot of things in this game that you can't avoid. Certain things like micro packets in pipes not breaking. You know, there's a lot of times where people are utilising bugs without realising them. If you use a mini pump in this game, you're abusing a bug. You know these mini pumps down here? These little fellas? If you put one of these in your game, you're abusing a bug. Because you could pump lava through this, and it will never overpressurise your pipe, it'll never break your pipe, it'll never melt anything. Let's just put it that way. So there's a lot of bugs in this game that you simply can't avoid. So that's why I normally get a bit funny when people are very high and mighty about it. Like, show me your base, motherfucker. I will show you some bugs. So, you have never built a mini pump. I have. I use them. I like them. I think they're cute. I think they're super cute. I certainly wouldn't stop using them just because I know that they're bugging something out. So your sour gas boiler is bugged. It's using too many pumps. Yeah. Yeah, totally. As soon as you use a mini pump, you're abusing the fact that 1 kilo and below packets within a pipe will never break the pipe. There will never state change in the pipe, and that is still in the game. Still active. The more you know. So there you go, guys. I was supposed to say it's kind of funny on the forums where you get these what's the right word? These bastions of honor. These guys that come along. I've never used a single exploit in my life in the world ever. Yes, you have. You just didn't realise it. Happens a lot. Happens a lot. Something, that pump under the ethanol generator, something. Yeah, totally. That's what I'm saying, Camo. This is different, though, because my liquid is never, ever going to overpressurize. Overheat, rather. This one here, you mean? So he's moving 40-degree water, so it doesn't really matter at all. But no, you can pump magma with these things. Interesting. I'm fine with cheating the fuck out of some games. Don't like the mechanics of the game. Crusaders, hypocrites. Yeah, that's probably the one. I wouldn't say hypocrites, but Crusaders is probably about right. Hypocrites implies that I've got something against them. But Crusaders, that's probably about right. I've never not donated money to LG. Thanks, Hamster. That's right. Every time I click, I think of you. How about that? Alright, we're just going for a little rant and a little watch as we wait for the base to finish off some of this digging up here. I know it's taken a while. We have got many dupes up here. There's lots of stuff for them to be cracking on with. We'll get there. You can pump magma with a normal pump as well. Yeah, you can, Demos. The only difference is if you do it with a normal pump, you will have larger packets, so you run the risk of breaking the pipe, unless you change it with a valve, right? But with a mini pump, it's perfect already. So you can pump magma or any ridiculously hot metal or anything with a mini pump. So it's the same with like moving steam. If you pump steam through a pump and set the packet size to 999 grams or a kilo, it will never break the pipe. It's very naughty. But again, launch ready. No, I didn't mean to do that. I didn't mean to do that. That was an inadvertent rant. Didn't mean to. Purge the infidels, something like that. Yeah. That's about right, don't it? You got it. That is about right. Alright, I know I'm sort of dragging my heels a little bit here. It's because there's a few things that I need to do. So, first thing I'm going to do down here, we're going to build a couple more refineries, and we're going to refine some more crude oil in a bit more of an aggressive way. As in, we're going to shout at it as we do it. I am debating, rather than putting another 4 ethanol distillers over here, using this space for now to do some more refining of crude oil, because we've got lots of crude oil. We have a stink load of crude oil in here, but we've got bugger all petrol, and I'm going to need petrol, as I say, for space. So let's get that online. And if I do it here, my piping's already sort of in place, like my petrol's in place. I can bridge off my crude oil. I think that is the way to go. So, let me give him a build down this bottom side and get this cracking. And we can still run a petrol generator off here as well, but it will mostly be powering these boys, I think. So, how far does this actually go here? You are 21 tiles. So, yeah. Goodbye, ATN. ATN, we don't need you. We don't need you. You're a waste. Get out of here. Can you debate over if you want to sell out and request donations for a CO2 lake? Before I start that debate, what are we talking? Are we talking donations in peanuts? Are we talking donations in big old cash money, motherfucker? What are we talking? Listen, I can be bribed to make a CO2 lake. I am not proud. I'm not proud at all. I need to pay the bills. Papa's got rent to pay, alright? Papa's got big bills. So, I will happily do a CO2 lake. Sell out like fuck. The entire width of the map. Jesus. That's a sexy polluted oxygen guy's setup. Oh, this one down here. Yeah, it's for making us clay. Yeah. Oh, Mushui, thank you very much for the follow. That's very kind. 1 ton per GBP. Now, hold on a minute. Hold on a minute, hamster. Hold on a minute. So, 1 ton of liquid carbon dioxide for £1. Now, just to warn you, mate, I do have 4,786 kilos just sat in here per tile. So that's a £5 per tile. Hamster, what are you getting yourself into? I mean, I'm going to bankrupt you. Have you seen how much carbon dioxide I've got? Hamster, I've got a lot of carbon dioxide. You may want to rethink that. This is 17 times 19, and each tile is half a ton. I mean, I don't want to break you, but I'll do it. Right. I'm not saying you need to do it all. Wait. You said this was for money. Oh, Jesus. So you'd want 10 tiles of liquid CO2. Oh, ladders. Ladders. Jesus. Jeez Louise. Need to move this stuff, don't I? Right. So, I kind of want to do a similar layout as what I did over on this side. So what is it, like 1, 2, 3, 1. 1, 2, 3, 1. So that'll be our petrol boy. And we can't rotate the petrol gens, can we? Or can we? No. Blep. So we'll do the same thing here. Oh, wait. Yeah. Get rid of Hugh. Pop you there. And then over here we'll do a little refinery room that we're going to have to seal up. But we'll seal it with a liquid lock on the other side, I think. And what we could do is force our dupes to get down here. Oh, this will work nicely. We can force our dupes through this park that we made as well. There we go. Although, it might have to be a little bit further over. So we're going to need a liquid lock on this side. So let me just figure that out for a sec. So if we did that... Going to do 2 more refineries in here just for making petroleum for the tank. Excuse me. And then we'll do an ladder there. And then they have to come through here to get to there. And we'll seal this up with a door. Yeah. Yeah. I like that. I like that a lot. Boop. Make him do jetpacks. No. Easiest way to get plastic in the beginning. Want to make my cute little dupes happy with pretty plastic beds. These boys. Find yourself a couple of glossy Drecos in the world. I posted on the forums the other day. Somebody asked the same question on the forums. I said, find a glossy Dreco, make it your pet, shave his bum off, profit. These guys you can find in the wild. They're basically Drecos that have laid a special egg, and every Dreco has a chance to lay a glossy Dreco egg. It's increased if they eat mealwood, alright? But occasionally, that 2% chance pays off, and you'll find yourself a glossy Dreco egg out in the wild. So if you find one, I don't know if we've got any at the minute, but we had a glossy Dreco over here at one point, chilling somewhere. He might be dead by now. But if you find one, shave his bum. There we go. There's a wild one up here. He's just chilling. Bring him back to your base. Make sure they've got some hydrogen, because they can only grow their scales in hydrogen. It will actually say that when you mouse over them. Their backsides are covered in bioplastic scales that only grow in hydrogen climates. So build a little bell tower like this, a little bell chamber. Fill it with a bit of hydrogen. Keep your oxygen pressure up, and then just give them a few mealwoods. I mean, I'm not even ranching these properly, but they've given us many, many plastics since the start of the game. So there you go. And that's it. Just shave the bums off with a shearing station and you get plastic. Gotta do more bum shaving then. Always. Never shirk on the bum shaving. Always bum shave. Gotta be done. Gotta be done. Right, what's happened here? Just need to give these some more ladders here and there, don't we? Let's shove another 300 cycles without hydrogen. Oh, hamster, no. No, not like this. Not like this. Why you do this? Oh no. Oh no. Mistakes. No hair, no problem. My lady, every now and again she asks me to help her with like waxing and stuff. Bit random, I know. But she a few years back, she asked me to wax her legs for her. You know, with the proper, like, hot pot of wax and the strips. Fuck me, it was hilarious. It was the best. I enjoyed that a lot. It was great. She swore at me a lot. A lot! Every name under the sun. But holy shit did I enjoy that. It's one of the best experiences I've ever had. It was very fun. She did not like it so much. But I had a blast. It was very good fun. Can you do my nose hair too? Hamster. Ah, it's weird you say that. Weird. I watched a video. Oh, shit. I need to find it for you. Oh, I'm going to show you something. Do I show you? I might link it you. Stoltman Brothers. So I'm into World's Strongest Man at the minute. I've been into it for a while, right? And there's a couple of Scottish guys called the Stoltman Brothers. And on one of their most recent videos, they waxed their nose hair. Right? Has anyone ever heard of that before? I did not know you could wax nose hair. I'd never thought of that. Is that a common thing? They had like these little plug things, and they fucking rammed them up their nose, and then fucking pulled it out. And I was like, ah! It's the worst. But I'd never seen that before. I'm pretty cosmopolitan. I'm pretty down with the things. But I've never heard of a wax nose plug. Ah, it's horrible. You trim yours? Well, I trim mine occasionally. I mean, I get the odd tickle, you know. Give me one sec. I don't want to show too much. He's a big boy. Look at him go! So he's the older brother, this is the younger brother. The younger brother's actually way stronger than the bigger brother, right? The older brother. But he has some sort of learning difficulty, like learning, I don't know what you call it. I don't want to try and be PC, but basically he's a little bit slow. He calls himself that all the time, that's basically how it is. But he's strong as a fucking ox. And this is them doing their waxing, but he kind of fucks it up.
So, spray tans, always well worth it. I'll do this way, I don't do this. Right, both
Yeah.
because you're going to do mine slow. I'll pull it quick just like that, right?
I'll go 3, 2, 1.
Oh! I'll get it. Don't do it slow. Right, 1, 2, 3.
Now look at this, right? Now listen. Before they focus in on this, this is fucking horrible. So for any of you that are slightly squeamish, you may want to look away. This is a disclaimer. For any of you that are slightly squeamish about anything like this, look away now. I'm only going to show it briefly, then we're going to turn it off. I had no idea there was this much hair. I had no idea there was this much hair up a human nose.
Oh my days!
Wait till you see the follicles. Look at that!
Wow!
Look how much shit there is on there! Ah! I never knew that was a thing. But now I kind of want to know how hairy my nose is. So, Jesus. But yeah, I'd never seen those before. Yeah, they're Scottish boys, proper Scots, you know, from the Highlands. Proper Scots. But, yeah, I'd never seen it before. There's a new one on me that you could not pay me enough to do that. I kind of want to try it now. But yeah, they're the Stoltman brothers. They're two, like, strong Scots boys. I think they are both currently the strongest men in Scotland. So, give me the link of their channel. I can't give you the links, I've just closed it, but they're the Stoltman brothers. Do it. If you're a mouth breather anyway, I guess it doesn't matter. Yeah. Are you trying to say I'm a mouth breather? Not sure if that was aimed at me. Right, let me think now. So, the reason I've not done this yet is if I'm going to put some refineries here, I'm going to be able to run my petroleum through here and do these other wild tiles. So we'll get to that in a minute. There's a few things that I need to move in here. Read the comment above. I think as though our noses have hairs for a reason. If you keep it all completely clear of hair, it lets bad stuff get into your body. Oh, okay. I see. You should do it as a stream sub-reward or something. Oh. I'd be scared something comes out. Imagine if, like, you did it and then there was a fucking marble at the end of it that you stuck up your nose when you were a kid. Ah, toy soldier. You know what I mean? Imagine. I'd be scared something terrible comes out. Ah, shit. Right. The older brother's 10 years older, yeah. But the younger brother's fucking, he's taller, he's a big boy, he's a big fella. He's only young, he's only a babby. Right then, what are we going to seal this up with? It's probably going to get a bit warm in here, but we'll do it with crude and petroleum, we'll do that. One weird trick to get smarter. Scientists hate him for revealing this secret. Idea for you waxing your nose hair, vid. I'll put that on the list as well. I'll do that one tonight. Jesus. You can cut them shorter, but nose hair are useful. You shouldn't wax it. Yeah, I do a trim every now and again, I'll be honest. I was very sad the first day I had to trim my nose hair. The first day I realised I was old enough that I had to trim my nose hair. I am confident that it's going to be far worse when I find I have to trim my ear hair. That's the one. I didn't mean to bring that up for any of you that do trim your ear hair currently. Fortunately for me right now, I don't have to trim my ear hair. However, I did used to go to a Turkish barber's that used to put a flaming hot cotton bud in my ear and fucking singe out my brains. So that was insightful. That was interesting. Like, shit. First time he did it, I shit myself. I didn't know what was happening. You actually use a pincer to get yours. I use tweezers. Ugh. Especially if you scream like a girl after doing it. I probably would, man. My eyes water if I pluck like one. If I pluck a beard hair that's too close, my eyes water. I reckon that's a scream like a right bitch. Big time. Big time. I've sealed this up too early, haven't I? Need to get a pump in there. You ended up at a Turkish barber once by accident. It was wonderful. No, nothing against Turkish barbers at all if you get a good one. But yeah, they put the old, I think it's like methylated spirits they use on a cotton bud. And then they just burn it. And a proper Turkish barbers, a really good Turkish barbers, will even thread your eyebrows as part of the deal. Now, I'm not saying I'm an eyebrow threading kind of guy, but I'll take it if it's being offered to me. I will accept any beauty treatment provided it's administered by a man. I think that's probably how I feel about it. And that may sound counterintuitive, but if I went to a beauty place, a beauty parlour, what do you call the places where women go and do the things? And men go and do the things as well, in fairness. I would not want a treatment to be administered by a lady. Partly because I think then it's like I've gone for beauty treatments. Whereas if I'm in a barber's and the fella goes, "Do you want your eyebrows doing whilst you're here?" I go, "Yeah, please, that'd be great, mate. Thanks very much, pal. You old mucker," you know what I mean? But I wouldn't want it to be like, "Now lay down and put on a nice bathrobe and sit on these warm towels. I'm going to put some warm stones on your belly and then I'm going to trim your bushy eyebrows." A gay man doesn't matter. It doesn't matter as long as it's a man. It doesn't matter. But I think if I was to go to like a beauty salon, I'd feel really uncomfortable. So you want to be pampered, but not pampered. Yeah. Does that make sense? I think I'd feel naughty if I went and got like beauty treatments. Like, don't get me wrong, I've got many hair products, I've got many aftershaves. I've got a nice shaving bag where I keep all my goodies. You know, I look after myself. I make sure I'm moisturised, and I make sure I look after my beard hair and my skin underneath my beard and all that shit. I do all that stuff. I'm a modern man. But if you were to buy me a beauty treatment package for my birthday, I don't think I'd use it. I love this accent. Gay one, you just... It's not meant to be a gay accent, by the way. It's meant to just be effeminate. It's meant to be, you know, feminine. It's meant to be me being feminine. Just to be clear. Just so I don't get in trouble. A beauty saloon. Is that what I said? Saloon. That'd be better. If there's a spittoon in the corner, I'll accept a treatment. I'll accept a treatment in a beauty saloon. How about that? If there's whiskey and a spittoon, I'll accept treatment in a beauty saloon as long as there's whiskey and a spittoon. Nailed it. Some men also wax their ears. Oh, I hadn't even thought about that. Yeah, I know, it's fine. Winterheim's fine. He's on his way. Oops. Anyway, we've gone on some wild tangents. I know I was meant to be doing that build down there. I just want to keep getting them digging in space. I feel like the ears wouldn't be as bad as the nose either. But again, the ears are super important. You have little hairs in there. Super important. I mean, they say cotton buds now are the devil. Like, you shouldn't really use cotton buds. They've been saying that for years. I still do use cotton buds when I get out of the shower. When I was younger, I don't know if any of you have had this before, but it's the fucking worst. I had swimmer's ear. Have you ever had swimmer's ear? Not David Schwimmer. Swimmer's ear. It's basically where you don't dry your ears properly, or you let liquid sit in your ears for too long. A lot of athletes get it when they've been like sweating too much. They get like water in their ears, and it is horrible. And I had that when I was younger, and it was the worst. So since then I've had like an obsession with cotton buds. You know, little cotton buds. But I don't like go fucking into the brain. You know, just a little quick swish round. But yeah, don't get swimmer's ears, kids. Don't do it. It sucks. Real bad. Hurts real bad. It made me really disorientated for about, I'm going to say, 2 months. What you're not supposed to do is push in with cotton buds. Just super on the outside. By the way, hello, Delmain. I didn't see you come in, buddy. You just imagine him going to the barber, and the barber goes, you want a beauty treatment? And then he yells, "Commence the pampering!" Jesus. Listen, I'm a very cosmopolitan, open to anything kind of guy. I'm very chill. I just don't think I could accept a pampering without feeling silly. I think that's all it is. Unless I was there with a group of 10 other lads. Because then it's like a lads, you know, lads day out. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, I know I was going to do petroleum. I'm waffling, I'm nattering. Right. Bank, perfect. Perfect. Right, let's get this laid out how I want it to be. Nothing needs to be fancy here, although I do need to move this. Why do we leave this in here? This will have some germs on it still. But it doesn't really matter. It's only slime lung. And I'm going to turn it into ceramic. It could just stay in there. You get overpressurized is what I do to treat swimmers is jump up and down while tilting my head left and right to force the water out. Yeah, this was kind of worse than that donut. This lasted for a very long time. It was like all inflammation in my ear as well, so it was all swollen up. This wasn't just like a bit of water stuck in there. That's something else. Swimmer's ear is like serious inflammation. So like my ears were all like red on the inside and stuff. It was weird. Really weird. This was like when I was like 15, 16 or something. 14, 15. It was a weird one. Yeah, I'm going to leave this stuff here, although this pipe probably needs to take a little detour around the build, because I'm going to need to run liquid piping out here. So, Schwep. This pipe goes up here, goes over there. It's always going to get water coming into this pipe. Can't really turn it off without just nipping out a bridge. So let's nip out this bridge a second. Because I used to get swimmers here all the time. Yeah, it sucks. Sucks. I only ever had it once, but it was like, I think about 2 months it lasted for. It's the pits. Da pits it was. Right then, so you're gonna go on a little journey. And come out. Yeah, you can come out down there. No, we'll go one lower. This is a bit of a nightmare down here, honestly, but... Huh. I don't need this bit of pipe. I'd be doubling up on pipe there for no reason, so this is fine. There we go. By the way, the constant alerts is because I'm chasing a shovel in space. So if anyone's wondering what all the attack alerts are, combat, we'll have a shovel that's trolling us in space. But it's fine, we'll get him eventually. We'll get the bastard. Right. That's the one now. That's the one. Yeah, mine lasted for like 2 months. It sucked. It really sucked. Yeah, bacterial infection of the inner ear. Yeah, it was all swollen up inside, like really deep. Yeah. And I say it was affecting my balance and stuff. I kept like falling over and banging into things. It was nasty. You has hard-boiled eggs. Delicious. Delicious. Let the pipe spaghettification commence. Nah, it's alright. The reason I'm kind of... I mean, there's going to be some spaghetti in a minute. I'm telling you that now. Because we're going to try and run petroleum through this pipe here. Which is going to be a bit of a mess. But it'll be fine once we're done. By the looks of this, though, we are actually producing enough petroleum to keep our generators online now. I think what was happening over here, because we had this connected stupidly, we were pissing away far more petroleum than we were meant to be. Because we had this connected with the power to the wrong joint. So it was connected to there instead of here. So our automation would have been toggling these generators on to give us some power, but then they never would have got the off signal because the generators weren't delivering the power to the right place. And that's 3 petroleum generators. 6,000 watts. So now that they're online, the petroleum's backing up. So it's a good thing. It's a real good thing. Right, I need to go and see what the deal is with this fucking shovel. Where is he? Where is he? Show yourself, you bastard. He's there. I see him. Get him, Killer Dreams. Take him out. Had near infection problems as a kid. Quite familiar with swimmers here. Yeah. It's a weird one. It's weird when you get something that's named after a sport. Like tennis elbow. I've had tennis elbow before. I never played tennis. Kill him dead. Kill him in the face. Kill the dreams. Kill him dead. Do I need to pause so they'll change their job? Like, is this a lag thing or what? Like, kill him dead. In the face. Kill him dead. He's right there. He's under your feet. Right. Excuse me. So it's going to be hot as balls up here because of all the material that we've dropped down here. Some of this will actually be alright because it's actually been biome stuff. Like, this is cold stuff from biomes that we've dug out, but it's mostly abyssalite. But I'd like to get all the bleach stone and stuff collected. Although, I've got a sneaky suspicion we've probably filled our bleach stone compactor back in the base. Which was this boy here, which is now full. So we'll build another one in this liquid lock. Basically, this is where we keep our bleach stone, in our liquid locks. Why not? Okay, I need advice. An old friend that I'm not that close to wrote recently to me. I answered to a question she asked. How? I answered busy with work. You? She responded bored. When I'm not bored, I write on my movie. What the hell do I answer to her? She's female, by the way. I was oh, how goes? I have the same kind of issues when the packers jump forward, pondering. Hamster, is this a lady that you're trying to just stay friends with? Should we turn this into Life's Agony Aunt Hour? Because, you know what? I am excellent at speaking to ladies. One of the finest. So tell me, are you trying to woo said lady? Oh, you're taken. Tell her to fuck off. If you're taken, tell her to fuck off. No, just ask about the movie. I mean, it's not hard. She said she's bored. She's working on a movie. I'm not bored. I write on my movie. Your old classmates. Oh, yes, I like you indeed. Tell her to fuck off. It's true. But then I'll seem interested. Yeah, well, then you've got the option. Once you've inquired, once you've said, oh, that's nice, well, good luck with that. You've got the option to fade away. But if you just don't reply, then you're an arsehole. You know? Go for the fade away. Would love it if my boyfriend did that to women trying to get in. The lady, the lady finds it funny. I'm quite blunt with things. You may have noticed. It's just easier. Opposite sex? Fuck off. Go away. I have a dog on. She'll kill me. She's a big lady. She'll fuck me up. Jesus. Right. Alright, let's get this petroleum going. I keep getting sidetracked to look at other things. So, yeah, we'll leave these conveyors in here. I don't think it'll matter if we've got a bit of sand and our clay getting dumped in here. That is fine. We will need to rip out this ladder. And have we finished this pipe now? Yeah. So we can get rid of you. And then what we'll do, we'll change this little bend here. And then we can whack these bridges back in. Or we can whack this one back in. And then we'll just build that pipe when we're ready. Mentioned to my girlfriend a certain name here, and she liked me. And she, I would like to know what's your movie plot. She knows she'll taken. Oh, I've mentioned it to the lady, and she, like me, would like to know what you're working on, and then she knows you're taken. Cunning, Dunk. Cunning like a fox. Cunning like a fox. But you see, then you're playing mind games. Just be like, oh, I'm sorry you're bored. What movie are you working on? It must be a shit movie if you're bored about it, though. Have you considered giving up movie writing? It sounds like you suck at it. Best regards, Hamster-chan. P.S. Fuck you! And then you're done. How about that? This movie sounds terrible. I don't even want to see it before it's written. Goodbye. No? I'm excellent with the ladies. No? Tarkanan, thank you very much for the follow. Welcome, welcome, welcome. How are you doing? We're currently discussing the perfect way to woo a movie director. Yes. CN Dom, thank you very much for the follow. Welcome, guys. How are you doing? I'll let you know how it goes. Yeah, do, please. I like the update. I'd like the update. It sounds like it could be good. I do not claim any responsibility for anything that comes from telling the movie director to fuck off. Right, movie writer. Do I want to do these on the floor or put them on a hot plate? I'm thinking I'll put them on a hot plate. We're not going to use this for very long, but I might as well make sure it's relatively right, I guess. So let's deconstruct you. And we'll just throw this in. And then, as I say, I think we'll make this a hot room. So we will cool the room with the oil that's coming in. I'm going to have to get an oil feed over here, which is probably going to bridge off of there. Let's see here. Shitballs. There's my petroleum feed. How much glass have we got now? Jesus, is this still going? There was 3. Yeah, we'll leave that going for a bit longer. Well, probably like 5 or 6 tons, I think. Any tips on how to get good oxygen generation without burning through all your algae super fast? Royal, best tip I can give you, mate. Don't be scared to set up a little cheeky electrolyzer out in the wild outside your base, or a couple of them. So if ever you've got any pools of like random water kicking around, you know, when you've dug through some biomes and you've got a bit of water nearby, slap down a manual generator, slap down a battery, slap down a pump, slap down an electrolyzer, let it run. And then that wild water that's, you know, probably a bit warmer than usual, or if it's polluted water, just bang in a filter. You can then sieve that water, get some clean water, turn it into oxygen. And then wherever your dupes are outside the base, they can be breathing. Now, the mistake a lot of new players make is they think all their oxygen should be in the middle of the base. Not necessarily. As long as they've got enough oxygen to sleep and function in the base, you're fine. Give them oxygen outside the base and keep them working, keep them busy outside. Have them doing stuff outside. Let them breathe polluted oxygen. Let them, you know, breathe your hot oxygen that you've made with like a random electrolyzer. You're still giving them oxygen. So that's what I'd say. Other than that, you can do things like dropping bottles of polluted water, or making like an airflow tile and then putting an airflow tile floor, dripping some polluted water over it, and then covering it with some deodorizers. That'll work. That'll give you lots of oxygen as well. But yeah, algae is finite for the most part until you get to space. Algae is finite, so, or if you've got a puffed farm as well. So you want to try and move to electrolyzers when you can. So that's what I'd recommend. And again, as Hamster's mentioned, you can also melt some ice to sort of supplement your early game water. So when your starting pool of water is getting a little bit low, drop some ice in there, or build some ice sculptures in there, or some ice temp shift plates in there. Let that ice melt and it'll top up your water supply and it'll keep you going. It'll also cool your base down as well, which is nice. So that's what I would recommend personally. I normally opt for like just slapping an electrolyzer down at the bottom of the world. I used to have an electrolyzer down here, This was like the bottom of my world at one point down here. I had an electrolyzer, I had a water sieve, and I had a carbon skimmer. So the carbon skimmer was dealing with excess CO2, and then when the electrolyzer could output oxygen and when the pressure was low enough, it would output some oxygen and some hydrogen. And I had an ice biome down here that was melting, and I just used cold ice water for that, and it just worked perfectly. The beauty with the water sieve now as well is no matter what temperature the water that you put in it comes out at the same temperature. So you can sieve some ice water, some dirty ice water from an ice biome. If you melt some polluted ice, you can then turn that into clean water and put it into your base, which is nice. So you've got many options really. Just don't blow all your algae too quickly. Basically. But I hope that helps. I hope that explains it a little bit. Now then, these don't need to be steel, but we're going to make them steel. And I kind of want them to be symmetrical with these boys up here. Yeah. Tickly. I might need to wax my nose after all. Got a really ticklish snout tonight. What the hell? Whip. I just remembered about lighting. And also I'd like a tank in here. Kimbo. DK, thank you very much for the follow. Welcome. Welcome. Right, let me just rip this boy out. And we're going to put him there. And then in between these boys, what we'll do is we'll rip out 2 of these tiles. Like so. We'll make some mesh tiles there. And then we'll put one of these boys in the middle. Beautiful. Okay. Now, the reason for this is I'm going to want to store up some excess petroleum. Ideally. Hey, Spjorn, how you doing? What are we talking about? Getting the ice into your base is easier than ever since you've got the item dropper now. Yeah. This game is so much more complex than it seems on the surface. Oh, Royal, the more you get into it, mate, the more you'll find more weird and wonderful builds. Yeah. Just keep playing, buddy. You'll get it. Once you get the early game down, it becomes an exercise in what can I do? What can this asteroid let me do? And, you know, have fun with it. You're back with a dirty chicken curry. Did you drop it on the floor, or is it just really dirty? I'm doing well. How are you? I'm very well, thank you, buddy. Not too bad. Oh, thank you, hamster. That is very handy. There is also the Oni tips, guys. If you do exclamation point Oni tips, it will give you a link to the Discord, the YouTube channel. There's loads of videos on there showing you different bits and bobs as well. How do you cool steam vents for water? As in a normal steam vent, like one of these boys, a cool steam vent. Tip my Oni. God damn it, hamster. You had one job. I basically run some piping behind it. So in this asteroid, I've actually got a number of polluted water geysers. They're sort of over pressure at the minute. All of them are. Why is that? I've got a lot of polluted water coming into the base. Anyway, I've got quite a lot of 30-degree polluted water. So what I'm doing is running that 30-degree water down a pipe and then bridging into a radiator. Now this is a radiator where it's got a flow because this bridge is telling it which way the direction is. So I then bridge into this loop after this bridge. Okay, it then goes to a shutoff, a liquid shutoff, and this liquid shutoff is connected to some automation, and this automation is basically reading the contents of the pipe behind it. So it reads this pipe, and once it goes above 83 degrees, I dump out this hot water now. So this radiator water would go hot, and then I pump in some more water. Now the bonus of this is as well, I was doing it hotter earlier in the game to kill off any food poisoning germs as well. So we were getting clean, germ-free, polluted water out the deal. But this basically will condense any steam that comes. And then once it gets too hot, you just dump it out. The beauty using polluted water as well is, even if your room over-pressurizes, something happens and you're not dumping your water out, it will never boil. Because polluted water doesn't boil to like 120 degrees. So these steam vents max out at 110. They don't go any higher than 110 degrees. So you just condense all your water and then collect it at the bottom. and then the hot water goes back to the base, where I use it for electrolyzers and stuff. So this is a really simple little loop. Again, on my YouTube, I've got a video showing you an electrolyzer build using the same loop, so you know how to do it. But it's basically just a pipe sensor and a liquid shut-off. We use them for a few different builds. So that's how I do it. Gives us all the water. The idea with the cool steam vent is you want the cooling behind it to be enough so that your steam vent never overpressurizes. If it overpressurizes, then you're losing water, you're losing steam. You're losing output. Right, I'm just going to do a quick pause whilst I decide how I'm going to cool and do the piping in here. So, I'm thinking we'll just refine all of this for now. Although, I do want some to get up here for tungsten. But this is being fed from another build. Yeah. This is what we'll do. We'll nip off this here. And we'll stop using that altogether. That's what we'll do. So we'll stop using this feed here. That will be fine. And we'll rip out this pipe. You can use polluted water for the electrolyzer. No, Shoppy. It has to be clean water for the electrolyzer. It has to be clean water. How do you tame phosphorite? You mine it, humanity. Just mine it. It looks like... Where are we? Looks like this stuff. Phosphorite. Oh yeah, before it goes to electrolyzers, yeah, we sieve it in the base. We've got a couple of places where we're sieving the hot water. Right, so I want that oil to leave there. We can now rip out this bridge. I did say this was only temporary before, just to get us a bit of oil on the cards. So you can all bugger off. And then all I will do... This is only going to be my oil output from my reservoirs. My slickster output is separate. Because... Let me think. It's probably going to come up this line here. So what I would end up doing is... let's see. I'll put a bridge here so nothing... can't really backwash, can it? That's going to have no more oil. I'll put a bridge here just to be safe in case I do pump into it later. We want to do that, and then we want to do that. So it bridges up here first. We'll bridge over there. And then... Shatpank. Oosh. That's where the oil is going to come in. We'll try and do some little sort of radiators around here as well. So that will be fine. Blep. Alright, get these built quickly, please. I made a loop earlier that pumped hot water into an aqua cooler, then pumped the cooled water to a tank. To keep the aqua coolers cool, I brought some of the cool water back and filled the tank built around the aqua tuners. I knew there had to be a better way. Yeah, you can use aqua tuners to do a lot of stuff, like cooling liquids down as well. I'm lucky in that I've got polluted water vents that are outputting 30-degree water, and I've also got a slush guys that's outputting -10. So I've been kind of lucky in this seed. So I've got, like, you know, different ranges of cooling. So my icy cold slush water, I'll just leave that for a sec. My icy cold slush water is being gathered in here, which is actually dropping. It's probably been dormant for a while. Ooh, yeah, we're out of slush water. which is a bit worrying actually. We're using it for too many things. But yeah, my slush water has basically been running through my electrolyzer builds. So through this rust deoxidizer build and this electrolyzer build, and cooling the build down. The problem I've got now is I have run out of that cold water. So probably going to have to get some cooling in the base soon to actually deal with that properly. But that water was then sieved, which gave me 20-degree clean water. And because it was a slush water to begin with, it was germ-free. So that was how I was making my oxygen. But I was worried that we weren't going to have enough of a throughput from the slush guys to keep that going. And sure enough, I was right. Let's just get you all pumped out. I'll take all this. We're going to need it. Alright then, I was doing some bridges, wasn't I? We need to deconstruct this pipe. So you see how the packets are bouncing back now? I don't want that to happen, and I fixed that just by putting this bridge in here. And that'll send them on their way. See? And then this one up here, I don't know why I've got a double bridge there, but okay. You're going to go up here. And this pipe needs to be destroyed right now. You need to be destroyed. So again, this oil that's going to be coming in is coming from our reservoirs, our wells. So this is going to be like 90-degree oil, which is perfect. Every time there's a resource to take, by the way, I'm probably going to take it, even if it's salt water or anything like that. Right. Somebody made a mess. Oh. I got stuck dupes again. No problem. No problem. Let's give him a ladder here as well. There's too much shit that falls down in space. Die. Die. Alright. If you're going to cool liquid ace, probably go with petroleum over crude oil if you can. Crude oil's alright, but petroleum's way better. Polluted water's decent. Polluted water is pretty good as well. The benefit of petroleum is the temperatures that you can use, the different range. Alright. Alright. So, the problem I've got here... I've got two choices. Either I use my crude oil to keep my petroleum gen cool, but then the problem is it will output its water at 90 degrees as well. Or I could extend this radiator across here, which would be nice and fun. I think I do want to do that for the petroleum gen, just to keep his water output at like 40 degrees, and then these will keep at 90 degrees. I think that's what I want to do. So we will run you up here. This is going to be real pretty. We'll run you up here, and we'll run some radiant piping. I'll just do it with gold. I don't need this to be done with aluminium. Gold will be fine. Before I do that, what I'm probably going to do, I'm going to need a split here. I want to avoid these metal tiles if I can. So we're going to have a little split. Like so. And that's where we're going to bridge in with our oil. And then you can come to there, and you can come to there. And you're going to bridge into there. This is my petroleum tank now. And then my petroleum tank needs to get the hell out of here somehow. Which is going to be real easy, actually. We'll do that instead. Oops. Oh, cancel. Do it. Cancel liquid pipes. Get the hell out of there. It's going to look like a hot mess, but don't worry. It's going to be fine. And then you'll be obsidian. And then the old petroleum is going to go out of here. And I do want it to come down here first. So you're going to go into... Bear with me, I'm planning. I'm planning. This can be done with steel as well, just for the hell of it. So you're going to go there. Your liquid feed is there. So what we'll do, we'll bridge into this petroleum gen first. Make him a happy boy. And then we'll go over this way. I'll just leave the pipe like that for now. You can go there. Now the radiant liquid pipe, I want to come down here, around there, down here, over there, up here, a little bit around there, and then boop. Perfect. Perfect. And that's how we're going to do that. I may even do another little bit. Boop. Don't act like you're not impressed, guys. This is this is next level spaghetti, alright? So, the radiant gold pipe is going to help keep the room cool. I'll put in a few temp shift plates in here as well, just to keep things real nice. And we're going to need to vacuum this room out as well, because it's going to have... yeah, that'll be fine. It's going to have natural gas coming out of here. So, that'll be good. How do temp shift plates work? Sorry, I've not been reading chat at all. Been planning. Temp shift plates work by taking a 3x3 area from the centre of the tile and averaging out the temperature in that area. Alright? So, for example, the reason I put a space between these tiles is because technically they are now touching. Alright? If I'd spaced this with a 2 gap between, they'd be covering the whole area. They work in a 3x3 from this point. That's why they have these little flaps on the side, just to show you that it's interacting with these tiles. They basically average out the temperature. They help with the transference of temperature from A to B. Remember when life had enough oil to melt 246 tons of ice? No, me neither. There's still going to be ice. No, there'll be more oil coming up here now. Hamster, you've got this all wrong. No. You got this all wrong. There's going to be more oil coming up here now because we're not using it for refining. Look. Look. You got this all wrong. See? We're doing it. It's already warming up. I got you. I told you I'd do it. Fucking dentist is back. So many bridges. Oh, Jesus. I love polluted water. It's like gold. I starve a lot. Or enough CO2 to make a lake. We will make a lake. Listen, I'll make a lake and I won't even charge you for it. How about that? You can't say fairer than that. You can't say fairer than tit. You can't do it. You can't say fairer than tit. So we're going to have a little mini pump down here again just to get the wetter out. And he can just go like there. Boop. And Jesus. Let's think about this for a second. Oh, it's busy around here now. Woo! Let me think. This pipe here is no longer needed at all. So let's get rid of Hugh. And I think this pipe here isn't going to come this way ultimately. I'm only running it this way for now because we're
for the lake.
Oh, Captain Obvious with a big old 50. Holy shit. Oh no, I've got to make a carbon dioxide lake. Captain Obvious. Can we get some love for Captain Obvious, please? Good old hamster. Captain Obvious is his pseudo alter ego. Pseudo alter ego. Thank you very much. I wasn't genuinely going to take your money. Christ. That's a lot of CO2 you want me to cool. But okay. Holy shit, the pound has fallen. Yes. Alright, we'll get to it. We'll do it. When this is up and running, I've got a bit more power coming in. We'll do it. I'll get on it. Do you want me to do it in the oil biome? Just to really put the cat amongst the pigeons. Do you want me to do that? That's ridiculous. Thank you. That's a lot of money. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Store the oil in the same tank. You prefer space or oil biome? Well, my thinking was, if we do it in the oil biome, new people to the stream would be like, holy shit, that's a lot of oil. And we can go, ho ho ho, it's not even oil. It's carbon dioxide that we've liquid. Do you know what I mean? That was my thinking. Because it looks pretty much exactly the same as oil. Okay, alright, that's what I was thinking. Gotta have a bit of style in there, you know what I mean? Ho ho ho, traveller, you know? Still one of my best sips moments of all time. Right. So we're going to need some power coming into here. This is going to be the power that comes out for the generator, but then we'll probably do like we did over here with the old transformer. You know, the transformer and a battery just to power this. This is kind of meant to be temporary, but if we end up with plenty of crude oil coming in, I can probably just leave this going until we get our boiler up. I wanted to get to space today, don't forget. It's 9 o'clock now. We've done a lot of procrastinating. You could just dump it to the exact same spot you pumped all the oil from. I was going to do it in a nice little room, like a little diamond window room or something. Make it look pretty. $50 tiles. Alright, no problem. We got this. Now that we've got some petroleum online, I can probably do it a lot easier as well. It's going to be a lot of energy wasted for the cause. How do you set up your priorities? Even spread, mostly builders, diggers. I find my dupes take ages to get to everything I tell them to do. At Shoppy Games, I normally do... with the new skill system, it's a bit different. We've got so many skill points, it's crazy. But what I've been mostly doing is trying to make sure that I've got all my bases covered. So, for example, I've got 8 ranchers, I've got 4 cooks, I've got most people that can dig, you know, hard materials. Most people can do building. Those that can't build are normally on a higher priority for something else, for example, ranching or something like that. Operating and things. You know, if they can't build, I want them doing something else. They can still dig, potentially, but I don't want them being the first guys out to dig, because they'll get stuck and I won't be able to get them out with ladders. But yeah, generally I just do a bit of a scatter across the board. Some people don't use this at all. Some people don't use these up arrows at all. They just leave it as a complete blank slate, which works fine, honestly. You don't need to do these priorities. But with the way that I stream and play, I do things that I'm looking at and I want them to be done now as I'm looking at them, rather than just let everything potter over in its own time, if you know what I mean. With shipping, is it possible to save some space and dump solid CO2 in a few cold tiles? Yeah, you can do. You can just create solid CO2 in a little tank, dead easy. But actually keeping it as liquid is harder than making it solid. Making it solid, just cool it to minus 200 degrees and you're done forever. But making it liquid and keeping it liquid is a little bit more tricky. We will probably make some solid stuff, but then we'll just boil off again. Right, I just want to finish this whilst we are here. And as I say, we need to seal up this room then and get it vacuumed. I could realistically seal this up now, but we'll wait. Right, so I need to give this a little pipe out for the future, so we'll do that to there for now. I'm thinking this needs to get across here and bridge into there, which I can do by moving this bridge 1 tile.